Hola, 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 hola. Can you hear me? Can you see me? That's the first important question to ask. Tammy says she can see and hear me. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hi, everyone. So let me go back and say hello. Hello, my night. Look at Rhonda. Rhonda coming in with the quickness. Hi, Mary. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Linda. How are you guys doing this evening? What's up, cuz? Let's see. Billy. Hi, Michelle. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing okay. Hi, Sherilyn. Diamonds around the world. How are you, Grams Fortier? How are you this evening? Oh, Rhonda saying hi to everyone. Hi, Bonnie. How are you? Marquita. I do. Look at that. Frozen. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, I guess. um, I was freezing up pretty badly, trying to get in. So, hey, Cheryl. How are you this evening, Momo? So I apologize in advance. Want to start off with welcome. This is week number 2 of hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash, where we are enjoying ourselves. We are beachy fun vibes, fun in the sun. Just, make your canvas fit because the rules are there ain't no stinking rules. If you guys knew how much, I know I'm frozen. If you guys knew how much I battle behind the scenes to make that happen. Cat Hair and Chaos, hola, how are you this evening? So because we are doing spring beachy vibes, I want to start off with a weather report. Today was hot and humid. As you can see, my hair is almost dry. If you didn't know, a few weeks ago, I got a haircut. My hair got cut in layers and things like that. So when I took my hair from being blow dried and straight to put my curls back in, there was a lot of shrinkage. And these are the reasons why Lizzie's always saying, "Where's your extensions and things?" Because my hair looks different when it's wet and when it starts to dry, kind of shrinks up, and then from when it's blow dried out. So, hence, looking a little different. I'm trying to embrace it and things like that. It is really hot here. Not really hot because it's going to get hotter. But putting things into perspective is about between 90 and 92 um, Fahrenheit. I'm believing that that's like 30-ish Celsius, I believe. I can't remember the actual conversion, but it's pretty warm and tepid here. And so what's going on is get your stuff done earlier in the day and get home. It's been cold here. We hit 39 today. So, what is the weather in your area? This is spring. It's beachy vibes here, but I'm hearing it snowed. It was like 20 degrees last night in like East Coast. It snowed in parts of Ohio where my family is originally from. That's crazy to me. That's crazy that we're hitting, those kind of dichotomies in the weather and things like that. So, what's the weather like in your area? While we are doing that, for Splish Splash Spring Bash, so glad. Did you get your prize form? Did we get our prize form, Rhonda? What we win? Want to know 90 in Texas. Texas hit a little different than 90 in Las Vegas. So I live in the Mojave Desert. And as you guys know, desert is like dry, high, no hydration and things like that. That's where we are. The last few times I've been to Texas 90 feel like 154. I got off the plane last year in Texas and I had to I had to request to speak to the airline pilot. And the reason it was so critical is because,
Come for the groceries.
oh, one
He's
moment.
here.
Get the phone right there. Okay, just forgive me. One moment, guys. I'm sorry. I'm failing in life. It said 8:11. That's
He's at the door.
I know. Give me a chance because it's not 8:11. Hold on. 4160. Okay, sorry. So I get off the plane and it was so, I don't know, it was so humid, I guess. I had to request to speak to the pilot. So I go to the pilot, and you guys probably heard this story if you watched me for a while. And I literally said, "Did y'all make a wrong turn?" And he was like, "No." I'm like, "Are you sure?" Because it felt like we landed at the equator. Like that's how hot it was. I felt like we was in a different era, a different time, maybe even on a different planet. This was like the planet that nobody's supposed to land on. I mean, it felt like, if you ever walk behind a car in the summer where fumes and things are coming out, it's that hot. And you kind of choking down the fumes and stuff. That's what it felt like. So I don't know. I'm just making sure, and the pilot laughed at me. I was serious, but I guess he thought I was making a joke. That was how hot it was, though. Cheryl says the grand finale is likely Tuesday. We'll find out. Tia, join us on YouTube. You're going to be on YouTube. You guys hear that? Because as far as I know, Cheryl does a lot on Facebook. And me and Lizzie were going to reach out to you. I think it was last weekend we were talking about it because we know that you go live on Facebook, and we wondered if that might help improve our numbers if we went live on Facebook. So you'll probably hear one of us bothering you. Linda says had freezing rain last night in Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome in from Canada, our sister country. Yes, the rain. That's why I was trying to, configure the weather, because I know that we do have a strong Canadian presence, but I just forget the conversion. Is this what? 32 times 2 over something, 69 or something. Never a bother, Tia. Lovely. Oh, thank you. um, so yesterday was day 1 of week 2. I have not gotten the wheel up because I did not know that Lizzie is sick. Her and Sea Dog, they're sick up there in Canada. So make sure you guys send them well wishes and hope that they get back. You guys know that Sea Dog helps us choreograph a lot of our crazy sessions behind the scene. The weather for, our Splish Splash Spring Bash, that was definitely his invention. We had a really good practice session last week. I think I will leave it at that practice session, but we was doing the barometric pressure. We was doing, wind chimes and everything. You guys would have been so proud. Got to run for a bit. Well, we can't wait for you to come back, Grams. Howdy, Melinda. Lizzie is probably in the bed right now. I talked to her twice today. She did get her list. So if you did your startup on Lizzie's Facebook page, she sent your information over to me today. So I didn't get it yesterday to get the wheel up on both pages, but the wheel will be going up just so that I can remind you guys for hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash of 2025. The rules are there are no stinking rules. So get your canvas and come to either my Facebook page or Lizzie's. Now, there's supposed to be a challenge question, because the only rule that we do have is that you participate. And so Lizzie, she said something last week like, well, I don't ask a challenge question on my channel. She's been overruled because we have to make sure you're participating. And it's really simple. You simply post your picture and you answer the challenge question. If you guys want to look down here in my little description box, I've already put up the challenge question for week 2. You guys will see the wheel should go up either later tonight or tomorrow. And so every week during the live, we're going to be doing, so this is participation, you being in here, chillaxing and hanging out and having a good time, like, hey, see how you doing? Oh, guess what? That's participation. So you guys will go get a chance to win a gift card to Capture by Radiance. They are our featured diamond painting company for this collab. Yay! So make sure that you guys check the link down below. Make sure that you guys kind of head over, shop one of our featured diamond painting companies. If there's nothing there that you see, we have definitely gone through, showed you some of their new releases. The new releases aren't due out until May. So if you guys want, you can also shop my diamond painting affiliate company, which is Dreamer Designs. Make sure you're using the code TF15 so that you can save. Obviously, you always want to use the code unless they're offering more than 15%. So if that helps you. Capture by Radiance is awesome. New releases coming in May and June. Yes. So we did go over last week some of their new releases. We kind of showed all of their stuff online. We did the what's in your cart. So that'll be going back this week as well. Obviously, I always like to know what's in people's cart. Something new that I wanted to kind of roll out. Not only do we do the what's in your cart and the weather and things like that, but I want to help everybody shop their stash. And how do I propose to do that? I'm going to tell you. So it's going to be something that, I'll probably obviously mention here on the channel every Wednesday night. So make sure you guys come back and stay tuned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shop our stash. I'm going to come up with a canvas. It might not be a recent canvas. It might have been released 6 months ago, might have been released 2 years ago, might have been released 7 years ago around the time when me and Lizzie first met. You never know. But if you have it in your stash, you're going to post a pic. And then those people who have it in their stash, they're going to go on a wheel and they're going to get an opportunity to win great prizes. So it's either going to be gift cards to Dreamer Designs, or you'll get an opportunity to win a Palm Pal pen made by yours truly. But the point is, we're going to have some fun. We're going to shop our stash. We're going to show you guys what's in our cart. And we're going to continue to have a little bit of fun when it comes to Splish Splash Spring Bash 2025. What do you guys think about that? Are you guys having, you guys are laughing. What's funny? I want to, what's funny? Did I say something funny? Did I say something funny? So what has everybody been up to this week? I do have a announcement. You guys know that I have been hit with some medical issues and some things. My daughter was helping me finalize the last couple sets of pins. I was not aware of this, but she made me aware that some of the pins feel a little more kind of textury than some of the other pins. I don't know if like some sensitivity or something in my touch was, but she said, Mom, these ones right here, she felt so they didn't feel as smooth. Like I like my pins to feel like glass. They're smooth. Resin usually does that. For whatever reason, sometimes resin, can become old. It can. So I do know Cynthia, if Cynthia's out there, Cynthia Gant, she had a set coming and she was one of the ones who I remember my daughter saying she didn't like the feel on the pin. So Cynthia Grant, make sure you reach out if you get that. If anyone else gets the pin, and this would be pins that were made for either Sparkle All the Way or Blinging in the New Year. The new set of pins, the Love is in the Air, and obviously the Splish Splash Spring Bash, those they're not included in this. It was just some of the ones left over from those batches that my daughter said. And so I did ask my doctor, went to the doctor the other day, and I did ask, and they did say there are some medications that can impact touch. So some of the stuff, so maybe when I'm feeling all smooth and baby like, I'm still ashy and crusty, and I just wasn't realizing it because my touch is impacted. So with that said, I do have pen testers that are receiving additional pins and things like that. And I'm hoping if you guys are out there, I think Tammy's one of them. She's in the audience. Is it true, Cheryl? So thank you, honey. I definitely appreciate that. I had no idea until my daughter said something, but I think the touch might have been impacted, and I didn't feel it as much as she did. So if you don't worry, I'm always gonna make good because I care, and I want you guys to enjoy the product and say nice things. So definitely, if you were one of the ones who just got something that felt a little, I don't know, I can't describe it. um I did, well, I think with my thumb, I felt a little something, but I'm not feeling it on these four fingers right here. Everything feels smooth and nice. I feel like, you guys ever took one of them oatmeal baths, and your skin is all nice and soft. That's how everything's feeling like real smooth to the touch. Um, which is good for me. I don't want to feel like a rugged tire, a rusty nail, but I, I think it's worth, definitely worth mentioning and things. Um, Monette says, I'm not up to much other than working on my canvas and stuff for my channel. DP, not DR. Oh, okay. Here we go. I like this. Your stash, as in all the diamond paintings you have in your stash. Shop your stash. Yep. So obviously I'm going to pose a question. Not me, Tia. I don't have one. I'm waiting for, yeah, but you're a tester. So you will probably be receiving, I think you're receiving two, maybe three. So when you get them, that's one of the tasks that I'm going to be requesting from you, Tammy. If you're a tester, you obviously you get your pin, and then you get a sample. So I want you to always be able to have one that's like it would have sold, and then one like it might be a new color. It might be it's something that I'm wanting to see, and obviously always important to check. Like one of the things I like for everyone to check is the comfort with the bumps and things like that. New things that I'm doing this year is some people say they don't like fat pins. Some people say that they prefer a smaller pen. So some of the pins you're going to notice differences in sizes. This right here, this pen is actually 5 years old. One of the first ones I started making. It's the same exact colors, but as you can see, when you marble them, they can come out a little bit differently. And as you can see, there also a distinction in the thickness of them as well. So those are the things that my testers kind of help me out with. Hopefully, you'll be able to see the distinction. Wasn't sure Tia knew. Hi, Kayleen. How you been? That's right. Palm Pow pins work with the vacuum pen setup. Look at that. I want to have a stash off with you. How many do you have in your stash, Cheryl? A stash off. That's a good one. uh, uh, your pens can work with the vacuum pen for those who are enjoying those. Is that the new ones from Diamond Art Club? Is that what you're referring to? I believe was it Melinda? I did receive a few of them, and they're in testing and stuff. I'm trying. Nice live. Oh, that was so sweet. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Um, do you accept my challenge? It depends on what is all involved. I do have a large stash. I believe that I'm somewhere around 450. If I were, if I, I, it's got to be that high. But I counted back in 20, I think 21, and it's 2025. And I definitely, at that point, I think I had 261 or something like that. And I've bought a lot. I've never been on a no buy. Even still to this day. Just got 4 diamond paintings last month. You guys saw we shopped our cart, and then I bought the items in my cart. Your Palm Pow pens. No, talking about the vacuum pens that are sold in many places. Okay, we'll have to, definitely get together. Cheryl is one of the people behind. You guys know the pin crate. I thought I had some cradles up here. Oh, here go one. Um, So you guys know the pin cradle that I'm always talking about, right? The concept behind it is something that years ago, like 3, 4 years ago, I want to say maybe 4 years ago, that Cheryl and I, we just talked about in depthly. One of the things that I've been trying to do, we were talking about a no roll pin. A lot of people, they diamond paint in their kitchen or their dining room, and they'll buy the acrylic pins, and unfortunately, they can roll, and they will roll onto the floor and crash and unfortunately break. And so we were trying to put our heads together to come up with something. She did come up with a great idea on a flat surface on one of the pin, like just to make the surface flat. And obviously that would stop. It was a little more it was a little more work than, after all this beautiful marbling and things, it was just a little bit more work than I wanted to put into the pins. You will feel much better knowing mine is sadly way more than yours, as I still need real help. Stash off would be fun. Oh my gosh. um, I know that Cheryl and I have a few of the same canvases. So a stash off where somebody send us to see if we have that canvas in our stash. Now that would definitely be fun. And then obviously, get it, show it, boom, 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 But also what's in your stash to share, with the community. I think that that would be so much fun. It would be perfect because I work on my lap from the couch, recliner, or bed. So, what you would probably like about this is um, they do have magnets. So, because if you work off your lap and you have like a tilted desk, what you would be able to do with this is turn it into a cover minder. So, not only does it help, keep, unless you use release paper, but it helps keep the clear cover back. It does give you a way for your pen now to just kind of sit and call it the title, Pen Cradle. That was Billy, my buddy. I couldn't think of a name for him. I was like, pen holder. And he was like, why don't you just call it a cradle? Because it cradles them. And they look different, like I had them with a deeper groove so that the neck could actually like kind of sit down in them, But if you use them on some of your other pens, I have 31 of the acrylic pens. I still buy pens from other, like I definitely, one of my favorites, this is from Patriotic Beauty. Y'all call her Patriotic. She's my girl. I've known her for 6 years, and I call her Redneck Beauty. But she made this for me because she knows green is my favorite color. I've had this for about 5 years. I have 3 of her pens. I still buy pens. I don't stop. We can go shopping at Tia's. Kayleen, so many people say that all the time that they want to shop my stash and things like that. So I figure we'll have a shop your stash. We're going to come up with canvases. We're going to post on our Facebook page, and you're going to shop your stash. You're going to let us know if you have it. How long have you had it and where you got it? Did you buy it from a D-stash place, or did you buy it from the original diamond painting company? And then obviously your name's going to go on a wheel, and we're going to give out some great prizes or gift cards. So I definitely am going to have some fun with that. But that's going to be a segment called Shop Your Stash. Hey! What do you guys think? Is that something that you would have a lot of fun with, or no? No, we don't want to know. Is there a link for that one? For what one? How is Red doing? It's been so long since I even heard her name. Wow. I haven't spoke to her in a few months. Obviously, I check on her and the kids and things and see how, they are, but that's my girl. Melinda says, I bet we'll come up with some treasures. Sounds like a fun idea. Great. And remember, you heard it here. Tia's Crazy Craft Addiction. Because that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm having some fun, kind of getting out there. As my psychiatrist says, you need to, what did she say? I need to develop my virtual family. Um, I have to develop my virtual family and reach out. And one of the things that she said during one of our sessions is that I light up when I talk about the diamond painting community and the online family, and how obviously you guys reach out. Shout out to Amy Sudsma also. So this past week, she has been, a real life force for me. We all have those down days, we all have those down moments and things like that. My father's birthday was April 4th, which is last Friday. And unfortunately, it's always a hard day for me. If you guys don't know, my dad passed at Christmas a few years ago, and then my brother passed New Year's this year. And he's always the person that's like, let's go do something, let's get your mind off things. So I don't, um, I guess fall into grief too much and stuff. But when both of those people are gone, that hits you a little bit differently. And so there are a lot of you. Tammy reaches out to me. Thank you so very much. I love that. Also, um, Gail reaches out, and Lizzie. And they reach out and they check on me and they make sure, but this one was definitely hard. And in talking with Amy, some of the stuff that she was saying to me just gave me a renewed sense of like where, my focus and stuff wants to be. If you guys watch Rebecca's show Monday when we were doing the Legos and things, some of the stuff that I'm looking at is like partial retirement and things like that. Few years ago, I believe it was 3 years ago, my job, they came to anybody who had less than 10 years to retirement and offered early retirement packages. Uh, they were doing some of that similar stuff again last year. And the reason is because they needed to get butts out of the seats. So if you were somebody who was strong, that was going to be here, your numbers were great, and they still needed to reduce, full-time employees, they offered, retirement packages and things. And so some of the stuff that, I'm talking about as far as the life force and new direction and things like that, do have to do with like partial retirement and just seeing a different way forwards so that there's not so much, stress and things that can impact me. It was great, Tia, to see you having fun. I had a ball the other day. So you guys know I had a complete for 2025. I finished my Lego project. Yay! Shout out to Bling It Up. So Rochelle bought the Lego project for me. She definitely said that she thought that it's something that I would look at. Hey, Tim! She definitely said that she thought it's something that she looked at and thought that I would have a lot of fun with, and I definitely did. So I had a solar energy station with a solar powered, renewable energy source vehicle. And it was a lot of fun, although I feel like it was a little too much work when it came to the tires. So I felt like I was really putting tires on an actual car. Now, for me, we talking Legos here. They have different age groups. They got the 3 and older, that's like Duplos and stuff. Then I think they got like 6 plus. Hi, nothing much, Tim. Just was talking about some fun that we're going to have on the show. So, welcome to hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash. Also, being here tonight, if you answer questions and participate, you'll qualify to win one of our gift cards. We are giving out a gift card tonight for Captured by Radiance. And if you go to the Facebook page, Palm Pal Pins and Friends, obviously we're going to post week 2 so that you guys can continue with your progress. We're going to have a challenge question, which I already put down here in my description box. And then we're going to start a new series called Shop Your Stash. Now, I have been challenged, Tim, by Cheryl Katz. She wants to do a stash off. I have to see what that entails before I fully commit because, I don't complete nothing. I don't finish nothing but a sandwich at this point. So, but I don't want to set myself up. Diamonds Around the World says, I remember that you used E6000 on the window of that car. You saw that? I could not get it to stay. And I was done and it kept falling off. So I sure did. I took an E6000. I use it for the magnets on the cradles. And I tell you, it worked like magic. It didn't fall anymore. We can talk, okay? So we're gonna definitely have some fun. But that's yeah, got you caught up in 2 minutes. uh, so with that said, what have you guys been up to? What have you been doing this week? Obviously, Lizzie's not here. So we did have a segment that we usually kind of just go back over some of the TV shows. I will say that she is I know we suggested this to her, I believe coming into maybe on one of the morning laugh shows. So you guys know we go live every other Saturday on our morning laugh show. It's just to give you crazy content to help you have something to do while you plucking away. So make sure you guys tune in this Saturday, either to Lizzie World of Gems on YouTube or to my channel. We try to simultaneously broadcast. She sets them up, so I don't know how to do it um, without sending a link and just inviting them in. But apparently, there are times when I do it wrong. So make sure you guys tune in this Saturday, Morning Laughs with Tia and Lizzie, or Lizzie and Tia. Tune in from whichever station you want and just start plucking. Have a little bit of fun. Participate with us. We do always get real zany, but it's just to kick off your weekend and hope that you guys are having fun, kind of crafting whatever that craft is. Also, I know that there's no rules for my collabs. I want to make sure that I don't want you to think that it's all diamond painting. If you crochet, make it work. Beachy fun vibe. If you want to make a string bikini for hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash, I'm all for it. If you are a cross stitcher, same thing. I know that we have somebody that's doing a cross stitch conversion kit, and they're posting on our page. So if you want to check that out, Rochelle and I, from July to the beginning of October, we had a collab last year and we'll be returning this year. That's a cross stitch conversion collab. And really, what it was is just to kind of see what it was like and kind of introduce it to people who had no idea that you could take a cross stitch pattern and have it converted over to a diamond painting. And there are companies that will provide you with everything. So you'll get the diamonds, you'll get the kit, you'll get the paperwork. You got to see Rochelle set up. Oh my, you got to see her set up. So she has like 1,800 PDFs. Then she has her digital, and she was moving along. And she did Princess Tiana. And so those are the big ones. The 142. No, the 125 by 42, I think is the size of those. She did a big one shrunk down into a diamond painting, and it was beautiful. It was coming out. She already added her bling and swapped out what she was going to swap out. So make sure you guys kind of tune back in so that we can, reshare those and show you, in our spare time what, we're doing. Cheryl says, I'm knitting now and I've started a new diamond painting to calm my stress level. See, that is one of the reasons why I was kind of like pushed back into, because diamond painting is something that is highly recommended for anxiety, stress, grief, loss. If you're suffering from any of those behavioral health, mental health concerns, make sure you're talking to a therapist or your psychiatrist. This is something that they are fully all on board for. Um, I've been off almost 6 months at this point, and that's one of the biggest things that they check when I have a session is, are you reaching out to your virtual family? I do it for my mental health and physical chronic pain. There you go, Momo. I do have, obviously you guys know that I had a TIA, and so I needed to get my anxiety and my stress really, really reduced, which is a mini stroke. But then I had a nervous breakdown or mental breakdown also. And so all of this kind of helps so, so very much. So if you guys are out there and you're wondering, how to plug in, how this helps, reach out, communicate. I've had some great resources, other people reaching out to me and sharing their stories and just giving me additional ways to, try and overcome just some obstacles that I've had and some bad struggles. But I'm feeling so much better. I'm definitely improving. I'm getting my smile back. And that's most important. I used to love knitting socks. I used to like to knit, but one of the things that I didn't like about knitting, and I think the principal diamond painter, she taught me this years ago. She said to me, um, so we were at a retreat, and she was learning how to crochet. And it's funny because when you crochet, your hands are awkward until you get used to it and it feels comfortable to you. And so when she started her project, just look, it didn't. We were making some like washcloths, I think. And so the project started out, and it just kind of went in because as she got to do more turns and things, her tension tightened. And the same thing happens when I knit. Like I cannot get the tension to remain the same. So the unfortunate part is that happens. And with practice, that will get better. I'm glad you're starting to feel. Thank you, Michelle. I definitely feel a whole lot better. I know I'm different. I'm renewed. I'm restored. But I do know, I'm changed, and not for the bad or for the worst. um, I think that I learned a lot. It's an experience that I think we all learn from when we encounter health issues. Bonnie says used to have knitting machines, but never a loom. I borrowed a loom at one of the retreats. Think a retreat if you can plug in. Hey sis, if you're able to borrow or to go to a retreat and to take certain classes, that is so helpful. I borrowed a loom at yours. You are still Tia, just more self aware. Hugs. Oh, thank you. I am definitely, definitely more self aware. I've come through just what I felt was an unrecognizable time, and I feel like in those moments I didn't recognize me. And there's sometimes a stigma and a shame associated, but I decided to just not be embarrassed and just share because I had questions. And if somebody else have questions, I want them to feel like they have somebody else that they can reach out to. I taught you to loom knit. Yes, you did. You taught me to loom knit, and I borrowed somebody else's loom to take that lesson. We were sitting on a sofa, and I'm gonna be honest, she kept holding her hand out like, can you give me my loom back? But what I'm supposed to do? I'm loom knitting. Like the funny part about that was like when she loaned it, did she not think I wanted to finish the project? So so I learned how to use the loom. I was having a good time. I was making some progress. Progress means you see the project hanging from the loom, right? So making progress. And she's doing like this. I had to take it all back. I'm like, well, thank you. You appreciate you loan. I got a good idea now. Hope everything went well. And yeah, how did it go? How was your first night? Did you take pictures? Because I don't think I got a picture of you. So take a picture. I want to see it. I had plastic looms as a kid, but not a real one. Oh, well, we'll have to get you a real one. I definitely think that everybody should get a loom. That is definitely the way to go. The projects are a little bit easier than when you are trying to kind of work your fingers, especially with a knitting needle. Crochet for me was a little easier to pick up. I started crocheting in like 76, 77. It was a long, long time ago. Momo says I started to make my husband, back then boyfriend, a crochet blanket 40 years ago, and he is still. Momo has just become my new best friend. We don't finish nothing but sandwiches. Oh, if you guys were in the other day, some people reached out to me. My sister, on her Monday night Lego show, she didn't commend me enough for my completion. Y'all know I completed for 2025 my Lego project, right? So she transcends that into, I do think you should complete a diamond painting. So I have heard from a few people who have said that they agree. Like, oh yeah, can you? So y'all heard this is gonna be the only time that y'all hear this. Melinda says my husband had a TIA January of 2024, so last year. It was pretty scary. I'm so glad you made it through. Thank you, Melinda. It was definitely scary. I did not know what was going on, and my son Prince, he was the one who got me to the doctor. Well, he took me to urgent care, and then they arranged for me to get transported over to hospital emergency. So and he was crying, and I hadn't seen him cry since probably since he was 3. He's always thought that guys don't cry, and so even at 3, he didn't want to. He was battling it and things, but it was hard. It's hard for us to see our kids, hurting because they care about us and we're going through something. So shout out to him. He was pretty brave. He had to call his sister. Sister chat. Is it over in there? Oh, I guess I gotta open it up. I'm trying not to have too many windows open because you guys know half the time you can't see me, and then the other half of the time, I'm freezing up with the worst, facial expressions and stuff. So I closed a lot out. Amber, how are you this evening? That's okay. Thank you for coming. You guys know we are in the midst of hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash 2025, and just for coming out tonight and hanging out with me while you guys are crafting your hearts away, we are going to be doing a giveaway, a gift card giveaway to Capture by Radiance. So I will be doing that shortly in the next few moments. So make sure you guys stick around. Um, let's see. I'm always here for you, Tia. Momo is somebody that she doesn't sleep. So Momo and I talk, but it's late in the evening. But I do appreciate anybody that's reaching out, helping me out, because those are moments where, my thoughts, they sometimes, they're not focused, and I'm learning to focus and things like that. I had a lot to do. I had a lot of exercise, a lot of work. I have not only do I have a psychiatrist, I have a therapist also, and they tag team every week. So it's not just see you next month. It's I see you Thursday, and I know you're gonna see her Monday and Wednesday. So I have put in some work. I definitely have. Let's see, I was putting my new tray towers together. Did you get the tray backs, the ones that Lizzie showed on? She did an unboxing for them. Is that what you did? Open it and show the picture. All right, I'm going to go in. Looks like we are getting some cute pics from my sis. So she put on her uniform, and couple seconds. It's, I'm freezing up over here. I'm sorry. That's when I got to do too much. Carrie's here. Carrie and Tim are here tonight, both in the live. What's going on? Uh, all right, here we go. Couple seconds. All right, so are you guys? Let me make sure that you guys are seeing this. You are seeing it. Okay. Look at you. Hi, cutie. I love that color. And the field in the background. Were there any good looking men? Did you get a number? Did you get a number? I just grabbed some stamp pad towers off Timu. Oh, okay. I need some larger slotted ones for my wider trays. No worries. Carrie says, Tia, love the pic. Still need to order the hat. Lots. I bet there were lots of good looking men. Man, oh man. At what's the age range? So here in Vegas, we have like Parks and Recreation. And Parks and Recreation, they host different sporting events. So they'll host softball, baseball. They also host basketball, men and women. And they have age groups that basically you can start off at 5, and I believe you can play until 85. So there's, obviously the 40 to 50, there's the 50 to 60. I think the 60 goes to, it might go to 75, or it might just be 60 to 80. I can't remember. They're minor league. Oh, okay. So yeah, good looking. We have a minor league team here, the Aviators. They play out in Summerlin. So I definitely know, there's some fit guys. And what happens with minor league is if they're good enough, then they do get, pushed up into the major league. They can bid and things like that for positions. If you're a bad boy in the majors, you can be, bounced down to one of the minor league teams that your team may own. So they're young men. Cow tipping, huh? That's what you do, Carrie, going cow tipping? Um, if you guys are new in here, we're going to be in a few moments. I'm just trying to get everything set up. We're going to be doing our participation for a Capture by Radiance gift card. Couple seconds. You know me. Let's see what I can do. What can I do? Am I good at this? No. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to do this. And here we go. Getting better, getting better. Nobody was good enough tonight. Oh, okay. Well, I know, I like how you got a shoulder too. My shoulder, it usually gets me in trouble, but you got a little shoulder also, sis. So all righty. So tonight we are I'm going to share. Tonight we are going to be doing our participation for our Capture by Radiance gift card. I'm going to share the screen. One moment. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. Yeah, right? So tonight it is hashtag shop. Shop, short for our Shop Your Stash that we're going to be running on Pom Pow Pins and Friends Facebook page. Obviously, we're going to be mentioning it here on the lives. Hopefully, you guys will come back and you guys will have a little bit of fun. But what you're going to first notice is that I'm going to post a canvas, and it won't be a recent one. Okay. and then you are going to shop your stash. Now, here's what I like. You can um you can call in a lifeline, okay? Cuz what I want you to do most importantly is participate. So what do I mean by calling in a lifeline? You will have to say it though. Type it out. But calling in a lifeline is you don't have it in your stash, but your bestie or someone that you're close with in the community may have it. So you're going to ask them if you can borrow a photo of that, you know. They may give it to you, or they may want to use it for themselves and play hashtag shop your stash. So make sure that you guys get ready because we're going to have some fun. See if you can steal photos from your friends. Um, we're going to go from there. So, with that said, I'm going to start collecting some of the comments. We have 14 people who have hit the hashtag shop. 14 people. Giving you all time to go in. Picks ready, so ask away. We're going to do that. I got lots to shop. How many do you have in your stash, Carrie? Margaret. Look at Momo. She's saying good luck to everyone. How many canvases do you believe you have in your stash? That's a great question. Obviously, if we're shopping the stash and we're having a little bit of fun with everybody participating, we're gonna start to dwindle in on some numbers and things. So I believe my last estimated count, I was about 453, I believe. Um, I know for a fact I was at 261, and I believe that that was sometime in the spring of 2021. I posted a picture. You guys saw all 260 something. I had them on a couch. So Carrie says she has 200 or more. So there we go. Rhonda says she has below 80. That means that's 79, guys. She got 79. Cheryl has challenged me. She wants to do a what did you call stash off? Obviously we gotta see what the details to that look like. But she has challenged me to do a stash off. I have not committed. I want to know what the details look like because just like my fair weather friend Momo, we don't finish nothing but sandwiches. Rhonda says, "Yay! I bought a kit for you, and then you went and bought it yourself. Now it's in my stash." Rhonda bought a beautiful kit for me last year. You guys know I love green, and oh my goodness, I love that so much. It looked like me, so it was like emerald fairy, and it was all these different hues of green, and in her wing, oh, and it looks like in the canvas, it looks like how I picture myself looking. 50, give or take, I think. Okay, that's what I call respectable, Melinda. That is so respectable. 50, I just got downright disrespectful. But I do look at my stash as an art collection. So similar to how, and I'm going to give you guys an example of some things I've done over time. So I used to love Flair and the baseball cards. And I probably still would be going strong now if my baseball card collection had not been stolen. It was stolen. I was going to gift it to my firstborn, which was my son. I didn't know it was going to be a boy at the time, but I had a great collection, and it was worth at the time well over 10K because I had a Michael Jordan um, rookie. I had a Scottie Pippen rookie. I had a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. Um, those are their most valuable cards, if you guys didn't know. Flair Ultra used to be my favorite. I had books and books and books. So, um, I think I was I think it was when I was married to my first husband, and someone had broke into our home and they got my collect. They got some other stuff. I had a Disney collection as well, and so the Disney collection, I was able to to get a little bit more of those replenished because my father used to own his own electronics store. So even though that hurt, and I had like the first time, tapes of when they first came out, Cinderella, Snow White, all the the ones that they were taking off the shelves. You guys remember they were like, oh, we're gonna take Little Mermaid off. We're not gonna bring her back out for 21 years, or the artwork. You guys remember the one? I believe it was Little Mermaid Under the Sea, and they had to redo because the front where they were playing in the sand, it was the shape of a male member. And so they said the guy that had designed it, he was no longer working at Disney. And so that was in the 90s. And so what ended up occurring was they were going to redo. And if you had them, obviously they became valuable. So I say this to say, tapes and things like that, obviously they didn't cost the price of diamond paintings. But for their time, 20 something dollars, I'm going to say, Rhonda says she remembers that. So I'm going to say for their time, maybe they were equivalent. And I had well over 200 of the, I'm talking, I had them all. DuckTales, ooh, I had all of them brand new, still sealed. And so those become valuable over time. So, and I say that just because I want to put you guys in the frame of mind, and when it comes to my diamond painting collection, it's no different. Dollar Tree has diamond paintings now. I'm gonna have to check that out and see, the quality and things like that, because I feel like everyone has stepped up their glue game, right? And when they stepped up their glue game, everybody, it was fair game to kind of buy from everywhere. But keep in mind, even though it's fair game to buy from everywhere, I'm still a Dreamer Designs affiliate. And if you want, you can click the link below and you can use code shameless plug TF15. Amber says they are some cute partials. Okay. I'm not a fan of partials, but I do still want to check their quality. Kind of see what they're doing. Not quality, but what do you want for a buck 20? That's true. That's true. Momo says Hobby Lobby has new ones for a reasonable price as well. So there we go. Just making sure that you guys are aware there are so many different options out there when it comes to your diamond painting. Go ahead and build your art gallery. That's what I call mine. So, gonna move over. Obviously, tonight we have 19 entries. This is for a gift card to Capture by Radiance. Once the winner is announced, you are going to be reaching out. You can reach out to me, but the gift cards already purchased. Lizzie has them. So I'll make sure to get your information over to her so that she's able to give them out to you. Then make sure you either tune in tonight or tomorrow, and probably most likely be tomorrow, so that you can see the wheel. The wheel is going to be for week one winner for a Pom Pal pin. So you guys saw that I posted a picture online. Obviously, I've been crafting a little bit more. Not only did I have a Lego complete, but I've just been getting into my daughter created this little, craft room for me. It's an area where I can go to where things can stay set up. So I don't have to feel so crowded and congested here. And I feel like it's working. I feel like Cynthia Grant was the first one that said that's got to be difficult, you know, because my old crafting area back in my other place, I had a place for everything. And when I moved here, everything had to be done here. And so I probably, lost out. And that might be what impacted the completes also, having to change out every time I wanted to do something different. So I don't have to do that now. I got a nice little section uh, that I'm able to leave up for my pins. I got a curing station Once I get everything in order, obviously I'm gonna take a quick video and I'll post it on Palm Pal Friends and Friends so that you guys are able to see it. And then, if you guys have ideas, you'll be able to post and show, and we can share with one another. Different Time says, when are you going to get the Diamond Kiss, the Higher Self canvas? Only 500 by 100. Can't wait to start. That's the thing you were talking about in your show. Oh, I'm the type of person that I would buy it and I would admire it and it would be, in my collection to talk about. Not that I would, attempt, but it would be there for conversation. Just like putting a book, your big thick. How many people have read the Odyssey or the Iliad? How many people have read those? But I have definitely seen people have them as a part of their library. These are huge, thick books. And to be honest, they're really, the gallery is the ones you complete. No, no, no. Nope. It's the art that's in it. That's what it is for me. The art that's in it. So just because I have like the Iliad or the Odyssey on my, I have read them though, so this might not be the best example. But somebody may have the Iliad or Odyssey in their library, and it's just that it's a conversation piece, and they know that people have read them, and that a lot of tropes have come out of them. A lot of mythology has come from and so they may have it for just a conversation piece. That's my art gallery, which is my stash. Dreamer Designs, code TF15. Yes. Art gallery is art to look at, not the box, but the picture on the box. The picture on the box. We have 20. Okay. So what we're going to do, guys, we are going to hit draw, and we are going to see out of the 20 people here who, if anybody else wants to participate, this is going to be for tonight's gift card to Capture by Radiance. I think it's $10. I want to make sure, but I believe it's $10 because we were giving away $20 last month, and Lizzie bought four $10, but they couldn't be combined, so we saved them for this collab. So it's for $10. Make sure that you guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then make sure you tune in to Pom Pal Pins on Facebook. Make sure you sign up, join, so that you can come back and you can kind of have some fun with us as we continue week 2 of hashtag Splish Splash Spring Bash 2025. And we are also going to be playing the hashtag Shop Your Stash. And we'll be doing that not only virtually through my Facebook page, but, tune in. We're going to, obviously mention it on my Saturday morning laugh show, as well as coming back here Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 Central, so that you guys can have a little bit more fun while you're plucking away or crafting away. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Good luck to everyone. Well, that's going really fast. What? Kudos. Kudos, kudos, kudos. You guys, congratulations, Rebecca. All righty. Look at that. So congratulations. Um, that is tonight's winner for the Capture by Radiance gift card. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Um, Definitely appreciate everybody coming out. Yeah, that's pretty much all that we had, because that's the participation for the live. Again, if you are, crafting, if you're doing any other collab, we wanted to make sure that you're aware that our collab, the rules are, there ain't no stinking rules. So if you're working on some other collabs, make your canvas fit and make sure just answering the challenge question. Now I did post this week's challenge question already down below. So obviously we're going to get up a sister wife. um, obviously we're going to get up a post where the wheel is on there, and tomorrow when you guys see the wheel, that is for a pom pal pin. Now make sure that if you guys win, you are reaching out. I do get people who are like, hey, I won, and then they never reach out. And so for the pin, when you reach out, I need your address so that the pin can be shipped to you, and things like that. And obviously, if you watched earlier, you know that I have some testers that are going to be helping me out until I'm off, certain medication and things like that, and I'm getting a double quality assurance in. Okay. Other than that, oh, look at that. So you guys know Captured by Radiance. They were our featured diamond painting company for this collab. So that's why you guys will definitely hear us talking about them a lot. We show like anyone else does. We help you shop the site and things like that. But I'm pretty sure you guys already know where we are, because we have some favorites that we are waiting to come out towards the middle to end of May. I cannot wait. You guys already know I have two of their canvases in my cart. And so we do that normally. Shop your cart. Um, are minis okay for your event? Yep, Denise. And you know why? Because the rules are there ain't no stinking rules. So you got one of these and you finished it. Guess what? That's a complete shameless plug. Those were my two completes for 2024. How you think I did? Look at that. Yep. I think it took me 2 hours for each. But you know what? It's done. It's a complete. What painting are you announcing for the stash? You'll have to tune in, because I haven't picked it yet. So I'm going to announce it on Pom Pal Pins and Friends, which is my Facebook page. And then you'll tune in Saturday to Morning Laughs, and you'll see also the Shop Your Stash canvas will be on there as well. So make sure you guys get ready. We're gonna one, two, three, and then we're gonna send everybody off to kind of shop their stash and kind of go through. Oh, that's another day. Yeah, I'm trying to get you to come back. You know, to come back, to have fun, to send you out, craft, come back. Okie dokie. So again, congratulations to tonight's winner for the gift card to Capture by Radiance, Crafting and Crying Daily. You're gonna reach out to me. You don't even have to. Obviously, I got all your info, and I can make sure that we get your gift card over to you. And make sure you guys tune in Saturday morning laughs with Tia and Lizzie, or Lizzie and Tia. I'm sorry. Did I say that right? Yeah, Tia and Lizzie, or Lizzie and Tia. It's going to be fun. So make sure you guys come out, get ready to craft your morning away. Yeah, laughing and talking. We didn't do tonight's segments that we didn't do what's in your cart. And we also didn't get a chance to do like what you're watching, what's on TV, or what's on your TV. We didn't get a chance to do those two segments. So make sure you tune in Saturday morning. We'll definitely be covering those. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate everybody. You guys have a great night. Bye.